Hurry, you don't want to miss it. It's coming up quickly. Very soon, in fact. Power Talk, hosted by our very own Jean Adrienne. Power Talk is brought to you every week by New Earth International and New Earth Broadcasting. And here she is now, Jean Adrienne.
Morning and welcome to Power Talk. I'm Jean Adrienne, I'm your host, and today my co-host is Laurie Huston. She is an amazing intuitive from Toronto. She is a healer. She's been doing this for a long time, and she has developed so many tools in her toolbox that she's able to support her clients and the listeners and viewers on the show today with just a lot of great information about what your potential is. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to come behind her and use the amazing Interspeak cards to clear away the obstacles that stand in your path. And, before we went on the air, Laurie mentioned that word, the dreaded M word, and we're coming into that. So before we do anything else today, what I'd like to do is first give you the URL for Laurie's website. It is www.intuitivesoul.com. And then I would let's just chat a bit about Mercury retrograde that is coming up. I guess it starts next week, right?
It starts on the 19th. The problem is beginning today, actually, it was really beginning the first of the month. The shadow period, the pre-shadow, has already started to begin. So Mercury has already started to slow down. And although, we kind of joke about it being the dreaded M word, it really isn't. I mean, it allows us, especially around this time of year, especially around the holidays, to get reacquainted with people that we haven't seen in a while. So it's like it actually is offering us an opportunity to connect with family, with friends, that we probably maybe haven't seen in a year or years. So it's not a terrible thing. The thing that it's going to interrupt and be tricky with. And so I kind of want to give you just a heads up. If you haven't bought all of your gifts from your list, if there's any electronics, you want to get them as soon as possible. Make sure you keep the receipts. Just know that this can be one of those times that anything electronic. So as we move, if you do anything online, make sure you have a receipt. Make sure you back it up. Make sure you maybe print off the receipt. The other thing is, because it goes until January 8th, it's also going to impact New Year's Eve. New Year's Eve this year is on a Saturday. So, lots of people are going to be going out. That's, when it's typically on a weekend, more people go out than they do during the week. So the problem, and it's not a problem, again, it's just making sure your T's are crossed and your I's are dotted.
Prepared.
Very prepared, because what will happen is, a lot of people make their plans online. So if you're planning a trip, going away during the holidays, if you're, going to make reservations for New Year's Eve, which a lot of people do, in evening out, whatever, make sure that you have it backed up. Just make sure you have a copy, make sure it's on your phone, whatever, so that you can prove that you have the reservations, just so nothing does happen, so that there are no surprises, because there are surprises coming up this month with Uranus, and, there's just a lot of different energies that are happening that could, kind of add to the trickster that likes to play. But in all, this actually is really about this particular Mercury retrograde is about having fun. And so what better time of the year than to, connect in with the holiday spirit and the magic of the holidays and have fun, like get your childhood innocence back, enjoy who you are, like really just have some fun and play, because that's really what this particular Mercury retrograde I believe it's in Capricorn, is offering us. It's about learning how to play. So connect in with that energy, find that essence of you, and play with it, have fun, and enjoy yourself. Now, there is another essence, I believe has something to do with Neptune that's coming up, that's going to be for New Year's Eve. And that's just one extra little point that I would recommend, that if you are going to drink and drive, or if you
don't,
sorry, do not drive, because the Neptune will tend to play a little bit extra with your addictions, and especially alcohol, around that time. So be really extra careful. Get Uber, or get a cab, or have the party at your place. Just be really extra careful. And if you do have the party at your place, just make sure your guests are safe. So just, if it's not going to be drinking too much, just the responsibility is one of those things. So play, have fun, but be responsible, and just be a little extra cautious, because with Neptune, it is going to make us want to have more fun. So it's going to bring in that dream quality, but it also brings in your addictions. So those are the only little things that I would warn us about with regards to Mercury retrograde. I say, enjoy yourself, have fun, just act responsibly and have fun.
Well, it's interesting because my astrologer threw in there another piece. I'd like to get your take on that as well. This Mercury retrograde is conjunct Pluto, which is raw power. So I think probably more on a global, or, because Capricorn's all about government and authorities and things like that. We may be seeing some interesting stuff.
Definitely.
With respect to that.
Yeah. I think the big thing that I would say, I think possibly the Pluto thing is this, it's this big change that sort of happens, but it's also, a very deep planet. So it may allow us to, work into some of our triggers and our issues, but I would just say the big focus of this is actually more about having fun.
Okay, I'm into that. I'm definitely into that.
Your conjunct Pluto might be on your specific chart, but I'm not sure.
It very well may be.
Yeah.
It very well may be. Yeah. So, okay. So one of the things I wanted to do to kick things off is that if people would like to call in and get readings and clearings, please do so. We publish the numbers and the passcode on Facebook. So check Laurie's and my pages on Facebook and get your numbers and call on in, and Laurie will give you a reading and I will give you a clearing. But what I wanted to kind of kick things off with is, because we're entering the holiday season, I would love to do an inner speak clearing to remove the obstacles for all of us for having fun, for really enjoying and being able to receive all the good that's out there for this holiday season. So let's start off with that. And let's start off by just taking a minute to surrender to Spirit and ask for help. Okay, so I'm going to pull us a red card. And so the red card, the first card I pulled, says all of us are feeling overwhelmed by authority. And I think, boy, there's been so much going on from an authority standpoint over the last few weeks that doesn't surprise me that card would come up. So I pulled another card for clarity, and it says this lifetime. So there's something in this lifetime that where we feel like we've been overwhelmed or pushed down by people in authority, and it's going to impact us from, it's an obstacle for having fun over the holidays. Let's look at the setup on this. So I'm going to pull two of the orange cards. Let me just shuffle them up a little bit to get energy off of them. This one and this one. Okay. So, okay. So the first thing says denied infidelity. And the second one says broken heart. So I know all of us have had relationships where things just didn't go the way we wanted them to. And, the holiday time of year can be a particularly trying time for people around relationships. So that looks to be the setup we're trying to clear today. The yellow cards is the soul reaction. What did this do to our soul? This is kind of where we globally connect together. And what it says is that inflow has been shut down. And inflow can be love, it can be money, it can be creativity. But because of the trauma of the broken heart, the denied infidelity, and feeling overwhelmed by somebody that's not us, we've tended to shut things down. So we don't want to go into the holiday season with that, do we? We want to receive, receive, receive. So there is a blue card. This is going to be the stuck belief that we need to acknowledge. And it would be this one. Oh, and it is, I'm not lovable. All right, so we've got the story. We're not that story, but let's clear it. I'm going to pull 3 of the green cards, and we'll do the clearings together, and we're going to clear this so that we can go into the holiday season with flow, with joy, with peace, and with fun. So, the first one is invite a chakra to heal, open, and balance. So let's see. Which one is it? It is the second chakra, which is sexuality, creativity, love, and money. So just put your attention on your second chakra. It's right below your belly button. Invite it to open up and to release all the wounds that are stored within it, to balance its energy, the yin and yang of itself, and to open itself fully healed, whole, healthy. Okay. The second card says to ask that your vibration be raised as high as is humanly possible. So let's just ask and intend that our higher self raise our vibration as high as possible. Let's put us out of alignment with everything that ever happened. We want to get out of resonance with all the old wounds from this lifetime that are holding us back from having fun over the holidays. And the final clearing says to forgive all concerned. So just take a moment and think back over this lifetime to all of the people who cheated on you, who broke your heart, who made you feel not good enough, who kept you in any way, shape, or form from being, doing, or having everything you wanted. And just forgive them. And then forgive yourself for letting that happen. So just take a moment. Go into that one. Go into that energy. This is beautiful with Mercury retrograde coming up. This will pull up all of these people out of your past you might have forgotten. Just forgive them. Excellent. All right. And we get blessings from the angels for doing this work. So the violet cards are the angel blessings cards. I'm going to pull 2 of those. It would be this one and this one. And the blessings that we receive, the first blessing is the return of our authority, our power, and our confidence. And the second blessing is a blessing of union, the ability to accept and to receive love from ourselves, from others, from spirit, from our family. And it's gratitude that owns every clearing. So just take a moment and give thanks. Give thanks to spirit, give thanks to your angels, teachers, and guides. Give thanks to yourself. Yeah.
Beautiful. It's funny, before the show started, I picked some cards. I decided to play with a new deck recently.
Ooh.
So they're beautiful cards. They really are beautiful. So the first card I got was the Lover's card, and it's about intimate relationships. So have fun. Again, look at your intimate relationships. Of course, it's not just about, family and friends come up as well around the holidays, but I think the place we grow the most, obviously, is usually within our intimate relationships. But there's also about, looking at our choices and how we choose and why we choose certain things. But the other part of this card is that it says good health. So
Ooh.
planning that for you, Jean.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
I know that this has been, I mean, we both kind of had some interesting things happen in the last couple months. So I think we both have been on like a bit of a healing journey. Certainly yours has been a little bit more dramatic than mine, although
Well, yours wasn't easy either.
no, it was not easy. The infection was pretty actually intense. But
Yeah.
so we both have been kind of going through some interesting part of our journey, and the good health I also wish to your daughter Amanda. So
Oh, yeah. Yeah. For those of you who may or may not be aware, my daughter, and this is just, it's freaky, but you know, who really understands the whole thing behind this, through a series of just interesting synchronistic events, the doctors found a malignant brain tumor with my daughter, and it's in the exact same location as my scar above my eye. And they went in last Thursday and did brain surgery and removed. And she is back home with her baby and doing really well. She's still dealing with pain. I mean, that's a pretty traumatic thing to go through as well. You know, different in some ways from mine, but you know, nobody actually went inside my brain, which is probably a good thing. That would scare people. You know, so she is improving every day. And so thank you, Laurie. And we'll send that good help on to her.
the next card was a wish card, so the happy wish card. So as we come into the holidays and as we think about New Year's Eve, I mean, think about what you would like. I know a lot of people struggle around the holidays, but there is an underlying energy and current of the season that we can tap into, which is that beautiful essence of magic, that, you know, how we felt as children, that innocence, that goodwill towards all and peace. I mean, that is a blessing that is always said, but there's also that underlying current of sharing and giving. And that is a beautiful energy. So when you think about what you want, when you think about what makes you happy and the happy wish that can come true to you, you know, if there are people in your life that you know that you're going to come in contact with, think about how you can maybe interact differently with them. Don't get triggered. Find a positive with every single person and focus on that, because there's always something that we love about everybody. Always. We can see the spirit in them anywhere. And, you know, compliment them. Find something that you can compliment them on to say, you know, just to shift up the vibration, because we kind of hold on to our patterns and we kind of hold a little rigidly to our patterns, especially for some people around this holiday season with disappointments and heartbreak and all the things that Jane brought up with regards to the clearing that we did about having fun. I mean, these are very ingrained things that we kind of hold on to in the Christmas or holiday time, but there's this underlying current of just magic that we can hold on to. And when we hold on to that and we focus on that, and, you know, send gratitude. Think of all the things and all the blessings and all the lessons of pure joy that have been brought to you through these people, through, you know, what you've learned, how you've grown. It's a beautiful time to sort of get into that essence and hold that instead of, you know, the fears we typically hold around this time. And the last one is about how we've been working on ourselves and how we've been working towards our career and how that is finally being rewarded to us. So all this good work that we're doing, it's coming into a period of rewarding us for this. And it's like we have this happy wish coming. We've got this, you know, this beautiful card of love coming, and we have, you know, are finally us being rewarded. So with Jean doing the clearing work that she's done, I think we can safely go into the holidays and feel really wonderful, but just be a little bit prepared for it so that you don't get off your game and you don't get triggered and you don't get pulled down to the level that some people, you know, get triggered during the holidays. So if you're just a little bit prepared and you do the back work and you prepare yourself, I believe that this can be an amazing holiday season.
I want to add one more thing on one of the things that you were talking about with that third card about, just being good to everybody and blessing them and that kind of thing. So a lot of times we don't think about the ripple effect of what happens when we do that. And whether you realize it or not, when you do something kind for someone else or say something nice to someone else, there is a ripple effect. It touches not only that person, but it touches every person that person touches, and every person that person touches, and it just goes out. That's how energy works, and so if you think about that, it gives you a little bit more reason to be kind, to give love, to see the highest of everybody you come in contact with.
And I thought of something when I was doing my show with Tom Campbell. We all write little notes on our gifts and stuff, like write something you're grateful for, or, send a little card, or, get a card. I mean, do you know how it would inspire like everybody at the table that you're going to be, connecting with? Like, just write something little about every person that you're grateful for, that inspires you, that makes you happy, that, it doesn't have to be something big, but it's, let it come from your heart. Like that will shift everything.
Yeah. It's interesting that with all that I've, dealt with for the last month, I really didn't think I was going to be able to get into the Christmas spirit. I just was like, whatever. But I find myself there. And one of the things, I haven't sent Christmas cards out in years. And I'm going into town today to get Christmas cards and this is going to make me cry talking about this. So folks, just prepare yourself. For the last week, I guess it was a week ago today, the floodgates opened. And all of the emotions that I had really kind of squashed for the last 6 weeks began to come out, and they come out in tsunami waves. So here we go. As I talk about this, I can feel them coming. I got my Kleenex right here. Okay. So many people have stepped up to the plate to support me in a time where I couldn't do for myself. I mean, I've been flat on my back for weeks, and, people have taken me into their home and put drops in my eye because I couldn't see to do that. I had a wonderful couple that have kept my dog for a month. I've got him back now. He's back there sleeping and he's happy. But I am just so overflowing with gratitude for all of you guys out there. I felt every prayer, every wonderful thought you sent in my direction. Okay, Laurie, take it away because I'm bawling.
Well, I can't say enough about, how you've shared your journey. I mean, that's the one thing that I love about you, Jean, is that you always open up and be open to everybody. It's like there are some people out there that, they kind of put themselves in third person, and they're very detached, and they make it about everybody else and the lessons and the healing. But you always just are right there and talking about your journey and what you've learned and how you've grown. And it's an inspiring message to everybody, to see the higher purpose, to see what it is that we're here doing, instead of pretending that everything is beautiful and perfect. We do, tend to detach ourselves when we're in a state of shock. We do, forget about, try and push things down when we're not able to deal with them. And so the fact that you were able, to allow that to come up, I mean, what a healing and gift for you, and to be grateful to all those beautiful souls that have been, so supportive. And it's hard to ask for help. And, you didn't have to ask for help. It was there. And I think that, that shows a lot about who you are and who you are as a person and a being of, great love and light. So I really am grateful for our friendship and everything that has been, over the past, 7 years, we've gotten to know each other. And I really do appreciate all that you do. And I love that you can share your stories so effortlessly to help all of us,
Thank you, Laurie. And I appreciate you too. And, in the past, I would have had a hard time receiving the support, because that's very, very hard for me, especially. It's, I'm that type A personality. Oh, I can handle this. I can do that. Oh, don't worry about me. And, I had to let the universe just flop me, down where I couldn't do it, for me to really have to step up to the plate and just allow people to do for me. And one of the beautiful things that I realized out of that was I was able to see with my good eye how each person that did something sweet for me actually grew. The moment I said thank you to them, I watched them, their light increased.
Right.
And that's one of the things, there are a lot of beautiful gifts that I'm getting from this process, but one of those beautiful gifts is that I do see more light. And, most people would go, well, huh? You've lost an eye. How could you see more light? Trust me, it's there and I can see it. And maybe it took just having one eye to be able to see all the light that's there. But I watch people and their light expands every time they do something good for somebody else.
It's true.
Yeah.
So true. It's because that's how we evolve, is by giving to others. We keep thinking it's about what we want and receive, but it's really about giving, and that energy, and that's the energy of the season. Like, that is the energy of the holidays. So, we often have so many expectations, and we often give with an expectation or conditionally. But if you can get in touch with that energy of the season, that beautiful magic, that beautiful spirit of the holidays, that's when you can really understand what Jean's been talking about, that it's truly this beautiful essence that is, pushing us to give unconditionally and with beautiful love and gratitude.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Wow. So this has been a great show. Laurie, thank you so much for the reading that you gave us and for taking time out of your busy week to be present with us. And listeners, as we move through this holiday season, I'll have another gift for you every week. Next week, my guest is going to be Georgina Cannon. She's an author. She's amazing, and she's got a new book out we're going to be talking about. So join us every Monday at 11 o'clock. And I love seeing each of you and listening to, or connecting with you on the radio shows as well. So just have a great week. And until next time, remember, people who take responsibility for their lives create the reality they desire. Ciao.